Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Gates channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit like for more daily drama updates and spoilers. Your support truly means a lot and helps our channel grow every day. Now let's jump straight into today's exciting update. A new wave of rivalries, fragile relationships, and life-changing opportunities is about to sweep across Fairmont Crest, proving once again that peace in this town never lasts for long. Just when it seems as though everyone is finally beginning to recover from months of heartbreak, shocking betrayals, dangerous secrets, and emotional scars, fresh conflicts emerge from the shadows, threatening to reshape lives all over again. Every victory carries a hidden cost, every new beginning arrives with uncertainty, and every relationship faces another test that could either strengthen old bonds or shatter them forever. At the center of it all stands Garland Memorial Hospital, where one critical confrontation has the potential to send shockwaves through the entire community. What begins as a disagreement behind hospital walls quickly grows into something much larger, setting the stage for a conflict that could define the future of more than one family. The consequences of this single showdown may linger far beyond the moment itself, leaving viewers wondering who will ultimately survive the emotional battle that lies ahead. Leslie is never the kind of woman to quietly step aside when something she believes in is threatened, and that fierce determination is about to bring her face to face with an entirely new opponent. This time, the challenge comes from Monica, the newly appointed chief of staff at Garland Memorial Hospital, whose arrival signals sweeping changes that not everyone is prepared to accept. The tension between the two women ignites almost immediately, creating the spark for what could become one of Fairmont Crest's most compelling rivalries. Leslie has always been a woman people either admire or struggle to understand. She possesses a personality that refuses to shrink into the background, charging headfirst into every obstacle with unwavering confidence and an almost unstoppable will. Whether people agree with her methods or not, one thing has always remained true. Leslie fights relentlessly for everything she values. She fights for herself, she fights for justice as she sees it, and above all, she fights for the handful of people fortunate enough to earn her unwavering loyalty. Recently, however, Leslie has found herself in unfamiliar emotional territory. After Kat risked everything to save Eva's life, even donating a portion of her own liver to ensure her daughter's survival, Leslie has attempted to put aside old resentments. She has been walking a careful line, behaving with unusual restraint around Kat, out of gratitude for the extraordinary sacrifice that no words could ever truly repay. That fragile peace has offered Leslie a rare opportunity to focus her energy elsewhere, but fate has other plans. She soon discovers that another battle is already waiting for her, one that strikes directly at something deeply personal: the Phoenix Street Free Clinic, a place she helped build and financially support because she believed everyone deserved compassionate care regardless of their circumstances. For Leslie, this clinic is far more than a charitable project. It represents hope, redemption, and proof that even imperfect people can leave behind something meaningful. That hope is suddenly thrown into jeopardy when Monica makes a bold and controversial decision. Determined to distance Garland Memorial from the growing cloud of scandal that has surrounded recent events, the new chief of staff moves to sever the hospital's long-standing partnership with the Phoenix Street Free Clinic. The announcement lands like a thunderclap, threatening years of hard work and placing the clinic's entire future in question. To Monica, the move may seem practical and necessary, especially after Garland endured the horrifying warehouse tragedy, the dramatic downfall of former Chief of Staff Dr. Leah Whitmore, and the clinic's unfortunate association with the infamous Red Market plasma ring. From Monica's perspective, protecting the hospital's reputation could mean cutting every possible connection before more damage is done. Yet for Leslie, this decision feels like a direct attack, not only on the clinic itself, but also on every patient whose future depends upon it. What Monica views as responsible leadership, Leslie sees as abandonment, and neither woman appears willing to compromise. The conflict becomes even more layered when the past begins casting its long shadow over the present. Monica's predecessor, Dr. Leah Whitmore, never hid her dislike for Leslie. Their relationship was marked by distrust, suspicion, and barely concealed hostility. Yet despite their personal differences, Leah recognized the clinic's usefulness for reasons that had nothing to do with compassion. Behind closed doors, she saw an opportunity to divert suspicion away from Garland Memorial while quietly expanding the illegal plasma ring through the clinic's operations. Garland Memorial consistently supplied volunteers after the clinic opened, unknowingly fueling a criminal enterprise hidden beneath the appearance of public service. Now, with Leah disgraced and the truth finally exposed, Monica appears determined to erase every trace of that dark chapter. Unfortunately, her attempt to clean up the hospital's image may unintentionally destroy one of the few genuinely positive institutions that survived the scandal. Leslie cannot allow that to happen without a fight, and the collision between these two powerful women feels less like a disagreement and more like the beginning of an unforgettable war. While that battle unfolds inside hospital corridors, another emotional storm brews within a relationship already struggling to recover from disappointment. Tomas continues carrying the invisible wounds left behind after one painfully awkward evening changed everything between him and Kat. What should have been a joyful celebration welcoming Kat home instead became an unforgettable moment of heartbreak when Tomas chose the worst possible time to propose. In front of family and friends, and even interrupting Vernon's heartfelt speech, he asked Kat to marry him. The room instantly filled with uncomfortable silence as excitement gave way to secondhand embarrassment. Although Kat handled the situation with kindness rather than cruelty, privately pulling Tomas aside to explain that she simply wasn't ready for such a life-changing commitment, her gentle rejection still cut deeply. Tomas accepted her explanation with outward composure, trying to convince everyone, including perhaps himself, that he understood. Yet emotional wounds often run much deeper than they first appear, and beneath his calm exterior, disappointment continued to quietly grow. That buried pain begins resurfacing when Kat makes an unexpected purchase, one that seems innocent enough on the surface but somehow strikes a painful nerve for Tomas. After everything she has endured, the terrifying tornado, her life-threatening surgery, and the selfless decision to donate part of her liver to save Eva, Kat feels she deserves to do something solely for herself. It isn't an act of selfishness, but rather a small attempt to reclaim joy after sacrificing so much for someone else's future. A little self-care feels entirely justified after months of fear, recovery, and emotional exhaustion. Yet whatever she chooses to buy triggers an unexpected reaction from Tomas. What should have been a simple moment of personal healing instead becomes another source of conflict, suggesting that the rejected proposal may have caused more lasting damage than either of them initially realized. Small disagreements often reveal much larger emotional fractures, and this latest misunderstanding may expose insecurities Tomas has struggled to keep hidden ever since that heartbreaking night. Elsewhere in Fairmont Crest, another marriage cautiously searches for solid ground after months of emotional distance. Jacob and Naomi have seemed disconnected for far longer than either of them wanted to admit. In truth, the cracks in their relationship appeared well before Jacob disappeared into his dangerous undercover identity as Rashad. Ever since the operation ended, however, Jacob has thrown himself completely into another demanding investigation, relentlessly pursuing the elusive serial killer known only as the Impaler. Every waking moment has been consumed by police work, endless leads, and the pressure to stop a predator before another innocent life is taken. As noble as his mission may be, it has left precious little time to repair the emotional distance growing between him and Naomi. Their conversations became shorter, their shared moments rarer, and the warmth they once enjoyed slowly faded beneath the weight of duty and exhaustion. But at last, after everything they have sacrificed, Jacob and Naomi finally find the opportunity to reconnect. Their reunion offers a long-awaited reminder that love sometimes survives not because life is easy, but because two people choose each other despite every hardship standing in their way. At the same time, another couple finally discovers a chance to breathe after enduring months of relentless fear. Ted has carried an unimaginable emotional burden, constantly worrying about both of his daughters as one crisis after another threatened to tear his family apart. The devastating tornado turned their lives upside down, and what followed only deepened the nightmare. Eva desperately needed a liver transplant to survive, while Kat made the extraordinary decision to become her donor, placing her own life at risk in an act of incredible courage and unconditional love. Watching both daughters lie in hospital beds fighting for their futures pushed Ted to the edge of emotional exhaustion, leaving little room for anything else in his life. Now, with both young women finally back home and slowly recovering, a long overdue sense of relief begins settling over the family. For the first time in what feels like forever, Ted allows himself to stop living in constant fear. That emotional weight lifting from his shoulders opens the door for something he has neglected for far too long, his relationship with Shanice. Together, they find quiet moments to reconnect, sharing warmth, comfort, and affection that had been buried beneath months of anxiety. Their romance doesn't erase the pain they endured, but it reminds them that healing often begins with simply allowing happiness back into their lives. Meanwhile, Grayson also stands at the edge of a brand new chapter after surviving one of the darkest periods of his life. The terrifying nightmare of the plasma ring finally belongs to the past, and with immunity protecting him from further legal consequences, he has been given a rare opportunity to start over. Just as importantly, Ashley's bitterness and resentment toward him have gradually begun to fade. The emotional walls that once separated them are finally coming down, allowing both of them to cautiously explore the possibility of rebuilding the relationship they nearly lost forever. Trust remains fragile, but hope has quietly returned, offering both of them a future that once seemed impossible. Yet just as life appears ready to reward their perseverance, fate introduces another unexpected twist. Grayson receives a surprising offer that could completely alter the direction of his future. Whether the opportunity somehow connects to the Phoenix Street Free Clinic or arrives from an entirely unexpected source remains a mystery. What is certain, however, is that every exciting opportunity demands difficult choices, and the path Grayson ultimately chooses may determine not only his own future, but also whether his renewed relationship with Ashley can survive yet another life-changing challenge. In Fairmont Crest, even the brightest new beginnings always come wrapped in uncertainty, ensuring that every victory is only the beginning of another unforgettable story.